What's up, guys? It's Tom. Welcome back to the lab. Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to my life. Now, today, I want to talk to y'all about why you should be releasing singles for your release cycle instead of EPs or full-length albums. Now, before we get into it, I want to remind y'all to please subscribe to my channel, hit the little bell notification, and hit that like button if you're digging this video. I would love for you to be a subscriber so you don't miss any future videos, and it would warm my little heart. Moving on. In today's musical landscape, the best way to go about releasing your content is on a single by single basis. Before we get into why that is, let's talk about what the definitions of a single versus an EP versus an album are. According to distribution platform Amuse, a single is defined as 1 to 3 songs, with all 3 songs each being less than 10 minutes in length. If one of the tracks is over 10 minutes in length, it is pushed into the status of being an EP. An EP is defined as 4 to 6 songs, with the entire accumulated runtime of those songs being less than 30 minutes. Anything 7 songs or more or 30 minutes or more is defined as an album. Similarly, but a little bit different, Lander, the mastering service, defines a single as 1 to 3 songs, with each song being less than 10 minutes. It defines an EP as 1 to 3 songs, with one of the songs being over 10 minutes, or an EP is 4 to 6 songs with total running time of less than 30 minutes. And then an album is 6 or more songs with a total running time of 30 minutes or more. And in digging into Spotify's information, Spotify seems to simply say that an EP is up to 6 songs and less than 30 minutes, and an album is 6 or more songs at more than 30 minutes. The main bullet point is, if you have over 30 minutes of runtime and 6 or more songs, it's an album. Less than that, it's an EP. Seems to be. The definitions of a single are each song is less than 10 minutes in length and only up to 3 songs. But for the purpose of this video, we are going to describe a single as one song. So when I say you should be releasing singles, I mean you should be releasing one song at a time. There are a few different reasons why this is the case. Number one, and the biggest reason, is that it simply gives you more shots at the net. The more songs you release consistently, the more opportunities you have to win over a fan base. The main key here is consistency. If you are trying to start from zero and grow a following, grow a fan base, grow a group of listeners, you want to be consistently releasing good music on a regular basis. I would argue that at least once a quarter, if you can get that down to every 6 weeks, that's ideal. Anything more frequently than every 6 weeks is probably going to be oversaturating your market, and you don't want to lean too far in that direction either. So the sweet spot is about every 6 weeks, but definitely be putting out one song at least once every 3 months. The next reason that this is such a big deal is that if you release multiple songs at a time and you don't have a listenership, you don't have fans, you don't have a body of people who are excited about your next piece of work that you put out, most of the songs on that release are probably going to get lost in the ether. Let me explain what I mean. Say you put out a 3-song EP, and say the second track on that EP is absolute fire, but the first track is meh, and the third track is meh. Well, if somebody starts the top of that EP and listens to 30 seconds of the first song and they go, it's okay, they likely may never get to the second song that's amazing, because you have already given them a mediocre song out of the gate with the first one. So it would be better if you would release that first one on its own, give them the opportunity to go, not my thing, hit them again with the second song 6 weeks later, and they may go, hey, I think I recognize the name. I'm going to listen to this song. Wow, this song's amazing. And then they might go back and listen to the first song you put out and go, hey, I remember this song. It's okay. But they're going to listen to it again because they fell in love with the other song that you followed it up with. And on top of all of that, what you have to remember is that you can keep hitting the same audience or similar audience with new material. And just because they don't grab onto the first thing you put out doesn't mean they won't grab onto the second, third, fourth, fifth, or sixth. You have to give them multiple opportunities to come into your world. Because we have to remember that at the end of the day, releasing music, putting out music on Spotify and all these other platforms, this is a top of the sales funnel fan acquisition starting point. A lot of people, I used to do this, make the mistake of thinking that your music is the end product and the final goal. At the very bottom, once you've grabbed somebody and they're listening to your music, they're in your network. And that's not true. Your music is just the billboard on the side of the highway that helps them to recognize your brand. After that, it is incumbent upon you to give them a reason to stay in the form of new music, merchandise, shows, other content. All across the board, there's opportunity to bring them further and further into your network. But getting them to listen to the first song they hear from you on Spotify is the very, very top first introduction point that you are giving them. And I would argue that you need to do this, releasing single by single by single for several years until you build a fan base that is big enough and that is hungry enough for you to release a lot of music at once. And only then, once you have proven that you have a fan base that is hungry for consistent music from you, should you consider releasing a full-length album or even an EP. So what's the takeaway? The takeaway is, don't really worry about what the definition of an EP or an album is for now. You need to focus on releasing consistent, good music on a regular basis. The ideal version of that being every 6 weeks, but at least every 3 months, over and over and over again until you have built a solid fan base. And that is the way that you are going to get to the point that you can start releasing albums and they will pay dividends for you. So that's it for this video. I appreciate you watching. Thanks for being here. If you dig it, hit the like button, share it with your friends, and hit me in the comments if you have any thoughts on what I've just talked about. Thanks for being here. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.